Greetings and salutations. Give me a second there. Let me get the link in here so that Mickey can show up here. There you go, Mickey. I'll wait for you to pop into the screen here. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Sorry about the lateness of the programming today. And then, oh, there goes Mickey. I see Mickey. Mickey's popping in. Mickey's here. And then, oh, there goes Mickey. There's Mickey. How you doing, Mickey?
All right, Donald, how are you?
Doing good.
All right. Everything come out okay with your wife?
Yep, they gave her a all go, all clear,
Clean bill of health.
last MRI and stuff, and nothing to worry about at the moment.
There you go. Good news. Good news.
As it stands right now, it looks like we're good to go for our trip in June.
Oh, okay. And you're going to Philippines?
Nope, Illinois and then Branson, Missouri for about 4 days during that trip.
Oh, okay. Branson, Missouri.
No.
Yeah. In a week. Well, today's Thursday. Yeah, so in a week, my son's leaving for Nashville, my son and daughter-in-law. And I'm going to have all 4 of the grandkids.
No, you're going to be busy then.
Well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know, I got to get them up. I got to get them to school. Something I haven't done in decades. My kids graduated in like 2002. So, you know, and even then I wasn't getting them up for school then. So it's been a long time since I had to wake kids up to get them, make sure they're all ready and packed up and all ready for school. Holy moly.
Mm-hmm. All right, I switched the camera now.
All right.
All right. How's things going on your end? You started on pretty good?
It was a very slow week as you're talking about eBay sales. Personally, everything else is fine in my land. Boy, that whole glare, I'm not used to it. I haven't had to wear my glasses in so long, and now I'm just getting that whole glare right back reflecting off of my my glasses. I'm not kind of used to seeing it. I don't know if it bothers anybody. It doesn't bother me, but I don't know if it bothers anyone else. Yeah, well, I did my head today too. I did a whole face shave. I cut my hair, everything.
Face shave. Well, my wife won't let me take that off, so she said that's the only thing that can stay.
No, well, I never liked growing a mustache alone.
No, really.
And you know, in the military, you're in the Navy, so after a certain rank, you could grow one of them Abe Lincoln things, but no, I just
had to keep it in a certain range. Couldn't be like
no ZZ Top, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, heck, is there anybody even out here?
I don't know who we got in here for sure.
I got to go to comments. Maybe that. Oh, there you go. All right, I got comments. Sean Jedi Masters here.
4 o'clock. We got
and God is great. God is great came in right after I did earlier on today, and I just left it up running on the other computer because it don't matter to me any.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm just going ahead. I've been going through sorting cards and stuff. So
that's pretty much what I've been doing, sorting my Hall of Fame cards on and off camera. So I got another box and a half of 5,000 count to go still.
Okay, I've been through a whole bunch of stuff. I bought like, I don't know, 200 800 count boxes of, you know, a bunch of them are stacked right here behind me.
Mhm.
And I paid, it was over 200
Mhm.
boxes. But the guy said, well, you know, they're not much good. But I paid him $500 for them because I'm like, all right, I'll see what I can get out of it. With that massive amount, I figure I can make at least my money back,
Mhm.
you know, selling them. So I've got 5,000 cards out of it that or more that I can clump together, put lots together on my store and try to sell them. There are some Hall of Famers in there, you know. There are some slabs that came along with it, you know, but nothing really great. There were no mantle cards or anything like that. There was nothing truly outstanding. There was no old cards or anything like that, which are big seller in my store. Are the old creased cards, you know, cards from the 60s and stuff.
I was going through some things, one of my boxes and stuff, and I come across this 1973 Visual Panagraphics Incorporated Gaylord Jackson Perry card.
I got the mail. It's all good. You got your, sorry, Donald, your registration's here. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So that's a 2D instead of a 3D. I have a couple of them, but they're neat. They're different.
I know. Well, this is the oldest one I've found in my cards so far.
Okay.
73.
Yeah, I don't have many of them either. Couple, 2 or 3. That's it, tops. But
I thought that was pretty cool, so I put that in with my excess stuff, all my inserts and variation cards and stuff like that for Hall of Famers. Because you don't see those too often when you're just looking through cards and find one.
And that was from who again? That wasn't
Gaylord Perry.
That wasn't a Kellogg's product, right?
Oh, yeah, I didn't show you the back. It's an off-type brand, so
it's got the exact same back as the Kellogg's. It's not from Kellogg's,
right? It doesn't say anything on the front. It does on the back in the description.
Down on the very bottom, that big long box, it should say something in there.
It just says 1973 Visual Panagraphics Incorporated.
Huh.
MLBP Association. And then it says insignia of Major League Club. And then it just says series of 54 numbers. And
right.
I guess this is card 38 out of that 54 card set.
Okay.
Interesting, though.
Because the backs are exactly like the Kellogg's 3D cards. The backs look very similar.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was pretty neat, finding that. So other than that, I'm going to get things ready here for loading up this thing. Something changed on StreamYard. They changed their formatting or something. I hate when they do that. It's bigger than my screen now, and I can't get it to adjust down to a normal size. I want to close it.
No, I don't. I only tap into yours now. I don't run mine. I haven't run mine in a while.
Now let me just switch the camera around quick so I can get. I don't even know if there's any. Well, Sean the Jedi's here, maybe, right? Let me lay these down so we can. Okay. I always throw the standings up, the current standings for the week, up on that board I had up there. But people can go back to the beginning, just freeze frame it if they want to see the standings. And that's as of last night or today when I did it, just before I came on live. All right, we got our normal routine here of those 7 picks there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do we got here? Just Sean the Jedi and you. So if Sean's here, we'll let him choose first. if he's still in chat.
Yeah, he probably is.
If he's available, or I don't know. Let's see, 410. See, East Coaster, Central, somewhere around there. Sean the chat.
He's
He's
got
the
Houston
Houston
Astros.
Maybe
Maybe
he's
some-
from Texas. So they're only, I think, an hour or two different than me.
Might be from Texas.
I think
Don't have to be, I know. But
either that or he's just the Houston Astros fan.
yeah, I mean, I grew up in Pennsylvania. I live in New Jersey now, and I'm, like a Yankee fan, so New York fan.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there a couple times to New York.
Okay. What do you think, Mickey? Give me a number.
2.
2. This one here. Okay. We'll set that on the side here. I'll get our split camera back up there. Yeah, we can see both there, right? And then I'll just reverse to the FaceTime camera, my iMac. That way you can see me. Oh, wait, no. I'm doing the wrong thing, aren't I? I got to show you the cards first.
Yeah, well,
No, ready. We haven't blocked yet.
Jeff Airtime is here. Good evening,
All right,
Jeff.
Mickey Donald. Good evening, gentlemen. Why did I do that? Let me go back and switch it back the other way till we get all these cards shown. Then we'll go
Yeah,
back.
there you go. I see a 1976 tops right there. Already right on top.
Yep, that was right on the top. It's got Jim Palmer, Jim Hunter, and Dennis Eckersley. So that's a triple card. 3 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to cheat and throw that in the triple stack up there. All right. Then we've got who is that? Oh, Rick Farrell, Boston.
Will Ferrell's dad.
Fergie Jenkins. Mike Schmidt. There's he's a 12 or 13 set. 2012 Panini, Honus Wagner. There's Halliday. Tony Gwynn. There we go. 84 Topps, Wade Boggs. That's a Tony Gwynn Crown Royal 2000. Pedro Martinez, Roy Halladay. Oh, there's a Babe. Oh, some more of these Babe Ruth cards. See if I get enough of these to throw a set together. When I get them all organized. Can't remember how many cards are in this Babe Ruth set here, but I think it's like
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the set either.
100, 150, or 200. I can't remember how many cards. Then we got some Ken Griffey says about Pedro Martinez, Derek Jeter on Gary Sheffield, Griffey on Warren Spahn, Griffey on Billy Williams, Griffey on Ralph Kiner, Griffey on Eddie Matthews, Fernando Cepeda. Then we go back to Derek Jeter with Eckersley, Aparicio, Griffey on Mazeroski, Andrew Jones, Mazeroski again, so double on that one. Richie Ashburn, Tom Seaver, Pee Wee Reese, Juan Marcol, get him in the right spot there on the camera. Jack Morris, Lou Brock, Tom Seaver, Vince Coleman, Derek Jeter, Bucky Dent, Griffey, Braun, Jeter, Boucher. There we go. This is that throwback set from 2011 for the 19. Is this the 50? this set. That you recognize that set that's from?
That's it's like the 53 tops. It's from like
1994. I think the
1995
2 years they did these, right?
Yeah, it's a 50. It's a repro.
Yeah, the reprints.
Set.
Yep. Willie McCovey. These are Fleers. Daryl Porter. Daryl Porter. I don't think that's all. He's a Hall of Famer. Daryl Porter, Hall of Famer?
No. Nope.
That snuck into the wrong
He's
spot.
He's actually a Hall of Shamer. Drug user, all that good stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not PEDs, just later on in his career, he got addicted somehow.
Eddie Collins, Willie Stargell, Steve Garvey from that same set. I think all the rest of this is from the same set. The Fleer 2002 set. Steve Garvey, Nolan Ryan, Kirby Puckett, Orlando Cepeda, Lou Brock, Jim Catfish Hunter, Raleigh Fingers, Pee Wee Reese, Juan Maracol, Paul O'Neill, Paul Molitor, Larry Doby.
No, he's not in the Hall of Mediocre. You're right, Jeff. Airtime says he don't think he's in the Hall of Mediocre.
Oh. Yeah, he's in the wrong sort box here. And Paul Molitor.
Boink.
Oh, there you go, Roy Campanella.
Yeah.
Is that an original or is that from that reprint?
Oh, that's the same. I just saw it in my box. I'm like, hey, there's the same one you just had. Yeah, it's a Heritage set or something like that. Archives, Topps Archives.
That's 2 years they did that, and I've got both sets of those. One of those sets, actually, I think it's 5 to 7 cards that they never even printed, because I remember I tried looking them up and figuring out why they weren't there, and then I went into the trading database, and they said does not exist.
No, there you go.
So I put a little placard card in my binder with the card sets and stuff saying, I don't have this card, and that's why. They never made this one for this set. They probably had a reason, or they didn't get approval to be able to do that person's card or something like that. I don't know. You know the way they go in these. Sometimes, just like when Mickey Mantle passed away and stuff, they stopped putting his card 7 in the sets and stuff until a certain amount of years, and then they were able to start putting them back in. So,
oh, yeah.
Let me switch the camera around real quick here.
All right.
I'll let you share and stuff.
So when I said I don't have the set of that Babe Ruth set, well, I lied, because here it is right here.
Oh, you do have it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the different one. That's the bigger set. I've got that set too.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like,
the one that's
even had this
here is the fronts on these look a little bit different than that set.
Oh, like,
oh, gotta go this way. And the backs, they're a different design on the backs too.
Like this?
Oh yeah. Oh, is that the one?
I don't know. This is
you had there? That's this set here. Sorry. Yeah.
Just more Babe Ruth stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't even look at this. These just came in a lot, and I just plopped them in a box. Mm-hmm. Stuff I bought off of art months and months, maybe a year ago. Who knows? But anyway, so I'm not going to guarantee all these guys are Hall of Famers either, because they're just in my box of like old time players. But, Honus Bonus Wagner. Now, when these Upper Deck made these, they made the short prints have the gold printing on.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Holiday.
There's a Cracker Jack of Kaminsky Park guy, Chicago Cubs, the Bubble Gum or Chewing Gum Company. Curt Flood is not in the Hall of Fame. Rocky Colavito is, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mel Ott, Napoleon LaJoie.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's a 2004 Fleer. And I got a whole bunch of these. I forget what they're called, but anyway. Jimmy Fox, Mel Ott. This is a reprint, but it's pretty cool because it's a cutout and everything else. You know, you can bend. It's got a little. You can bend it in half, and it's like a stand up.
Right, stand up.
But it's from the golden age of whatever. It's a Panini product from 2012.
Right.
Bill Mazeroski. It's a Fleer product. And here's a Gypsy Queen, Ralph Kiner. Here's another LaJoie reprint, though. Obviously, it's a Topps 206 card. 100 Years of Wrigley Field with Jimmy Fox. Here's another Napoleon LaJoie Classic from 2014. Panini product. Jimmy Fox. James Emery Fox, Upper Deck. And the card's upside down on the holder. Well, you put it in the right way. There we go. Dizzy Dean, Jimmy Fox again. Who's this guy? Oh, Rogers Hornsby. Jimmy Fox again. Lefty Grove, Philadelphia Athletics from Fleer Premium. Here's one from the Cooperstown collection of Rogers Hornsby. Panini product. Another Jimmy Fox. Bill Mazeroski, 2001 Topps. Napoleon LaJoie again. Same card as before, so yeah, I got two of them right there. Here's a Lou Gehrig. One of 536, so that's how many home runs Mantle had. So I guess I don't know, someone made this card and says it's one of 536, but oh, okay, so yeah, 536 of this card has been issued supposedly. 1995 Super Rare Reprint Card Company. There's an original for you. Now this is an original. All-time greats. Stanley Frank Musial, outfielder, first baseman, St. Louis Cardinals, and it has a bunch of stats on the back here.
And the man.
It's just I don't know if it's a Fleer product or what, but that's like an older card. It's all beat up and it shows. And of course, we got this hologram from Teddy Ballgame. We got this reprint. How many times we see reprints of the Mantle cards from his early days? Advertising card number 2 in an entire collection of 10 different. Dear collector, would you like an 8x10 glossy color photo on Kodak paper, hand signed by Mickey Mantle, like the one shown on the front of this advertising card? If so, order photo number 2 and send $15. You could have got a Mantle autograph for $15 on an 8x10. Complete collection of all 10 different 8x10 hand signed or hand autographed color photos, $140. Postage $2 per order, so you have to send $20 on top of that. We accept Visa or MasterCard, right to card collectors. Catalog with each order to send $1 for our catalog. Oh, and then if you want to know catalog, you send $1. But you could actually, for $15, you could have got 8x10 of this card signed by Mickey Mantle himself. $15, Donald. That doesn't give a year, though, but it obviously had to be still probably right around the time you're still living, but there's no year on this. And this one apparently came from Cardinal Coin, because it got the little sticker up here and everything for $1. About one of the Mantle Topps reprints. Got the little stamp, 50 years of Topps there. Willie Mays. There's the Bowman mantle. Dunruss Hall of Famers or Hall of Fame Heroes. That's a Jackie. This is a Circle K. Which you probably have Circle K's out West Coast, right?
Oh yeah,
They were out there. I don't know if they're still around or not. They're still a thing. Another mantle with the 50-year stamp. This is a 71 Harmon Killebrew. It's an original. I bought it off of eBay and I didn't notice that crease in it. And I don't know if the guy said creased or not on his thing. So here's a mantle little set. MLB 2K7 2007. I guess you could send away for these. I think it's a 5-card set. Yeah, 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5. So I don't know if I have the 5th one somewhere or not. And these are just reprints from Topps.
In Donald's backyard, San Francisco. I don't live close to San Francisco. San Francisco's on the West Coast.
Yeah. I think he just means in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. He'll be on the West Coast.
He'll be a West Coastie. You know, just there's Babe with like 150 years of Topps baseball. There he is shaking hands with Lou Gehrig. I'm sure we've all seen that checklist card. Here's a Allen and Ginter Fantasy Gold Mine wins above replacement 182.5 for Babe Ruth. There's a newer Babe Ruth from Topps. Ginter Greats, Babe Ruth, and Memorable Moments, Babe Ruth. You're up, Donald.
All right, yeah. Jeff Airtime says, hey, Don, when you visit your friends in Missouri, make sure you visit the cave in Silver Dollar City. I think we're planning on doing that.
There you go. The cave. What's in the cave?
I don't know. I've heard my friend talked about it. And his wife don't like going in. I guess that you can like go through these caves or whatnot, but she don't like claustrophobia. So him and maybe her and my wife don't like it either. Probably just do something else while we go in the caves.
Go spend your money.
Yeah, they'll spend our money. There you go. We're sightseeing. All right, let me change the camera down here to the webcam. And Jeff Airtime, since you're typing in there and stuff, choose one. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 for our next group of cards to go through. If you wouldn't mind, Jeff. If not, I'll randomly choose one. I'd pick 3. Pick 3 with Frank Thomas on it?
No, I would just pick 3 for Babe Ruth.
Oh, there you go. Oh, is that his number?
Yep. And Gehrig was number 4. So I would go 2, 3, 4. And since you're not up to 7, we can't get into Mantle's number. Of course, Mantle was 6 first. Come on, Jeff. Type a number. 1, 3, 4,
5, 6, or 7.
Do 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 do. He may have walked away, Donald. No, I ain't
here. Command decision.
There you go.
All right.
No, eins.
We will put this here, showing that that one's empty now. And I'll go through these. Oh, we got Frank Thomas, the 4 of diamonds.
There you go, Mr. Thomas.
Oh, Kirby Puckett, the 6 of diamonds. Paul Molitor, the 10 of diamonds. Wade Boggs, the king of diamonds. See a run here? Frank Thomas, the 7 of clubs. Andre Dawson, the 6 of clubs. Frank Thomas, the 7 of hearts. Appeared in here a couple times. Might be a couple different decks. Let's see what deck we're dealing with here. 1992, looks like. Andre Dawson, 3 of hearts. Oh, there we go. That was one of those. Al Campanus. Is that how you say that name? Campanus?
Who? Campana?
Al Campanus.
Yeah, Campanas.
Who did he play with? Los Angeles?
Must have been a Dodger or Brooklyn Dodger.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
you can't be in here.
Here's it shows 1943.
No.
Back.
No.
All right, then we got Chick Haffey, Gabby Hartnett, Bob Lehman, Billy Herman, Bill Necro, Charlie Gehringer, Don Sutton, Earl Averill, Don Drysdale, Harold Baines, Red Schoendeist. We got Fred Lynn. This is a SP Legendary Cut set. Larry Doby, Red Faber, Monty Irvin, Charlie Robinson, Robertson, Vern Kennedy, John Kruk, Lou Bordeaux, Larry Doby, Luke Appling, Freddie Lindstrom, Luke Appling again, Willie McCovey. You can tell the older ones and the newer ones. The newer ones are in color. They would have had to colorize these old ones to give them color. Joe Sewell, Charlie Root, John Kruk. John Kruk, what's he done in here?
He's
Not in here.
Crossover Paranormal. How's everyone doing?
Oh no, is Root in there? Root? Not a common one if he is. Root. R-O-O. No, there's no Root. There's another one. Strike 3. I got 3 that aren't Hall of Famers that made it in the mix. Maricall. Oh, here we go. Upper Deck Sweet Spot Classics. Looks like a bunch of these. These inserts are just, no, that was just probably a subset in the set. Sweet Spots. Hard to read the names too because they're on the bottom here. But they're just embossed in there. Gaylord Perry, Luis Aparicio, Johnny Padres, George Kell, Steve Carlton, Robin Roberts, Dennis Eckersley, Gaylord Perry, Monty Irvin, Johnny Mize, Bob Lehman, Al Rosen, George Kell, Juan Maricall. Here we go. SP Legendary Cuts again. Early Win. George Kell, Ralph Kiner, Maury Wills, Will Clark, Will the Thrill. Wait a minute. Clark? Will Clark? No. Let's say Will the Thrill's not in there.
Will Clark is not a Hall of Famer, no.
Yeah. Whitey Herzog, Reggie Jackson. Oh, there we go. There's a double. Rogers Hornsby and Ty Cobb. All-time record holders for batting average, season and career. Season for Rogers Hornsby and career for Ty Cobb. Oh, there we go. Hack Wilson and Hank Aaron. Another double. Gaylord Perry. Oh, these are the Carlton Fisk. These are the slightly bigger ones, the Bowmans. It goes back to Dennis Eckersley, Rod Carew All-Star, George Brett with the Royals. These are older ones, aren't they? Oh yeah, 76. And Tom Seaver, 75 record breaker. Most consecutive seasons. 200 or more strikeouts, 8. Oops. Uh-oh. Almost flew all over the place. Cover top-loaded. Sometimes they get slippery.
And they are going everywhere, Donald. Yeah.
They are. Here, let me turn the camera and then you can, while I straighten up the show here.
Yeah, you just made a nice mess. It happens to all of us. I had some in my hand, they just went whoop, like an accordion, just went whoop, and now I'm playing 52 pickup. All right, so these are like food issue cards.
Oh, Nestles. I see the Nestles.
Yep, the old Nestle golden era. There's Lou Gehrig. Here's the back.
Nice.
Now, back in the day when I was doing my auctions, I auctioned off one. I forget who was on the front, but after the auction was done, I'm packing things away, and I took it and I flipped it over, and it had a Mickey Mantle back on it. I'm like, are you kidding me? It had a different guy on the front, but it had a Mantle back. I'm like, oh. Me and my errors, I like to keep them, and I'm like, but I auctioned it off. The guy paid a couple bucks for it, so I mailed it out to him.
Yeah.
Rogers Hornsby, Pie Trainer, Honus Wagner, Babe Ruth, Tristan Speaker. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forget how many were in the first class, but Ty Cobb was supposed to be in there too. Ty Cobb. So I think this might be like the first Hall of Fame class right here, just within the first couple cards here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure, but you've got, oh no, Gehrig wasn't. Take Gehrig out. He's already out. But it was like Gehrig, Pie Trainer, I think, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, a lot of big names, Ty Cobb. But anyway, let's just go through all these. Mickey Cochran, Walter Johnson, Carl Hubble, Jimmy Fox, and then here's Rod Carew, Nellie Fox, Luis Aparicio, Frank Robinson, Ted Williams, Yogi, Whitey, Harmon Killebrew, or Killer was his nickname, Stan the Man Musial, Jackie Robinson, Eddie Matthews, Mr. Ernie Banks, Roberto Clemente, times 2. Okay. 2 Clementes. Henry Aaron, Hammer and Hank, Johnny Bench, Bob Gibson, times 2, apparently. Warren Spahn, Duke Schneider, and then we've got another set here. These are just says top collector series. I thought these had a glossy finish, but apparently not. These have a matte finish on them, front and back, just all matte. But it's all-time record holder Rudy York, Detroit Tigers. And I'm not going to read off the dinghy on the back, but these guys obviously are not all going to be Hall of Famers. Willie Wilson, definitely not a Hall of Famer. Owen Wilson, I think he is a Hall of Famer. He played back 1908 through 1916. Well, maybe not. He's only got 59 home runs. But you never know. Back then, the standard was a little bit different. Hack Wilson, Hall of Famer. Murray Wills, not. Earl Webb, not sure. Lloyd Warner, I believe he is. Ed Walsh, I believe he is. George Sisler, yep. Dan Quisenberry, nope, don't think so. Hub Leonard, doesn't sound like he's a Hall of Famer either. Cliff Johnson, nope. Frank Howard, Hondo, not a Hall of Famer. Jim Gentile, not a Hall of Famer. Frankie Fresh, I believe is a Hall of Famer. Johnny Frederick, not sure. Sam Crawford is a Hall of Famer. Jackie Chesborough is a Hall of Famer, I believe. And Grover Cleveland Alexander. You're up if you're ready, Donald.
Almost. A few more cards.
All right. I'll just keep going here. How about this? Billy Williams, Baseball Legends. Harmon Killebrew, Ted Williams. Let's lay it down so we don't get the reflection. Roger Maris, not a Hall of Famer. Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle. Then these are, I don't know, someone had these made up. 1986 Sports Design Productions. Card number 8, Billy Williams. Looks like a 69 Topps design there. Then we got the DiMaggio with the same 69 design. That's card number 11. Another DiMaggio. We got Willie Stargell. That's card 23. Then we've got a dual, Gil Hodges and Ernie Banks. That's card 19. And then, if you're ready, you can go.
Okay. Yeah. Turn the camera around. Looking down. Okay, 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7. What else we got in here? Oh, cops popped into the house.
Yes. He's been out there.
We get 38. Oh, he's been here for 12 minutes. Maybe he just popped in and say hi. If you're here, Jonathan, you can choose a box here. Go through the Hall of Famers in these top loader holders. Right? If we get no takers in a second or two, I'll go with number 4. That was your next choice, right?
Sure.
Guess that's what.
Blue Gary.
Blue Edgar Martinez on the top. Okay. Take this off. Turn the camera. Okay. There we go. Right. We got a blue Edgar Martinez here. Color variation on that Donruss. Oh. We got a Lou Brock Dominators. That's a what they call a shiny card. Sparkly. Lou Brock variation along with the Ozzie Smith. Well, here we go. Mr. 3000 Lou Brock. We've got a couple of shiny cards coming up here. Then we got an Ozzie Smith Cooperstown bound. Of course, he's been there for a little while. Lou Brock Cooperstown. Okay, now we got a regular card here. Jim Thome Mosaic. Trevor Hoffman. Eno Slaughter, St. Louis. Rainbow Tide Foil. Let's set aside. Trevor Hoffman, 22 Donruss here. Mike Piazza. We got Master and Apprentice. We got Robin Yount and Christian Yelich. One Hall of Famer, one current player. That's what usually these are here. Master and Apprentice. Robin Yount and Christian Yelich. Master and Apprentice, Ted Williams and Mookie Betts. Master and Apprentice, Ted Williams and Mookie Betts. Master and Apprentice, Frank Thomas and Eloy Jimenez. Followed by Aaron Judge and Babe Ruth. And Master and Babe Ruth and Aaron Judge again. All right. Another one here we've got is Stan Musial and Paul Goldschmidt. I just realized that Goldie's with the Yankees now. I saw him they were playing the Yankees this last series before they went down to San Diego and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what's he doing? Finally went to the Yankees, see if he can get his World Series ring?
Well, even then, it's not a guarantee, but
I know.
the money they spent by not signing Soto, they spent what, maybe half as much on other talent to fill a lot of
Yeah.
holes.
Mhm.
And I think it was a wiser move. And let the Mets and everyone else go ahead and bid for
Yeah.
Soto.
Master and Apprentice, Koufax and Kershaw here on that one. Next, we've got Tony Gwynn and Manny Machado. Then we've got, it's the same, a duplicate. And this Master and Apprentice is Hank Aaron and Ronald Acuna Jr. All right. I think we might be back to semi-regular card. Oh, no, I see a framed card coming up here soon. We got Edgar Martinez, Johnny Bench. Oh, you can start collecting your Pete Rose cards again, too. He might make it into the hall after all.
Oh, well, I was going to bring that up towards the end because I did that last night during a live stream, during someone else's live stream, and it opened up a can of worms for about an extra half hour or more conversation with people. But it was good. It was good.
Oh, good conversation?
Yeah, it was all good. Some people didn't like it, but I brought it up.
It's just like, well, that opened the door because I guess now Shoeless Joe Jackson can make it in now, maybe.
Well, yeah, they're both eligible now. There's
right.
Off the lifetime ban list, but we can talk about it later if you want to just continue with your stuff because I don't want to.
Well, here we got some Topps Gallery Hall of Fame cards. This is Hank Aaron, Ted Williams, Christy Mathewson, Mel Ott, Stan the Man Musial. Oh, there's a Mickey Mantle insert card. Elegance. Mickey Mantle. Oh, there we go. We got a Charlie Keller artist proof. Those are kind of shorter prints. And the Cool Papa Bell artist proof. I got to top load those with my short print cards. Maestro's Pie Trainer, Jackie Robinson. We got a Top Stadium Club, Jackie Robinson. A Top Stadium Club, Carlton. These are from the 2022 Stadium Clubs. We got a Stan the Man Musial, red frame. Von Russ. Okay, that goes. So I'll put that. We got the Art of Hitting, Mel Ott. Insert card. Koufax, Grover Alexander, Joe Sewell, Carl Hubble, Roy Campanella, Satchel Paige, Kirby Puckett, Eddie Murray, and Randy Johnson. Insert throwback. With the Braves, Greg Maddux here is a Mojo card. All right, then we got Bob Gibson, Legends of the Game. Insert variation. Along with the Chipper Jones, Legends of the Game, blue border. Then we got the Mariano Rivera, Legends of the Game. Inserts. I'm going to go through on my last stream probably and go through all my insert cards and got to alphabetize them. Getting close to, by the time I'm done, I'm thinking I'm going to have close to a 5,000 count box of insert cards.
Oh, nice.
Here's some All-Stars, newer All-Star prints from 2023. Lou Gehrig, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson. It's fan favorite. Lou Gehrig, Ted Williams, Greg Maddux, another Maddux, Ted Williams. There's a Hank Aaron Mojo card. Mike Piazza, Mojo. Eddie Murray, Hank Aaron base. Pedro Martinez. Oh, there we go. Wade Boggs, blue border. Variation. Mike Piazza. Chrome. Got an early win mosaic. Yellow blue. And the orange Top Stadium Club, Bob Gibson.
Orange.
Well, yeah, it's the orange variation on the color instead of the base.
Yeah.
They make like reds and greens, and sometimes they have the color variations. And this one's like what do you call that? It's not sepia, but it's like a white. I guess you'd call that. Kind of like that Lou Gehrig you just put up there.
Yeah.
But that's just the style of that card.
All right. So
Mojos and blues. Okay.
we got this here Lou Gehrig that I saw at a card show or something somewhere. I picked it up. Maybe it came from something I bought off of Art. Hall of Fame 1939, and it gives all his career stats. And Homer's Classic trademark and some collection or something like that. 1991, Gehrig Enterprise, something like that. Or something cuts. What's it say there? Let's see. Oops. Focus, my friend. Estate. Curtis, something. 1991 Gehrig Estate, though. Oh, there you go. And it's a 9-card set.
Oh, okay. The little 9-card set.
Yeah. And then I got this some kind of card. I don't know. Orlando Cepeda. Maybe it's for a game. One of those, board game things. I don't know. Right. Orlando Cepeda. Larry Doby.
Rounded corners, right?
Yeah. They got just like playing cards, which is nice. Rounded corners. You can't mess them up. Lou Boudreau. Then I got this Alan Ginter. It's got the whole. They're chrome cards. I don't know. I guess that's the refractor version. I have no idea.
Right. Yeah, it is because it's got like that rainbow feature in the back.
Jackie Robinson. Here's the Bob Gibson one. Here's the Honus Wagner. Same thing. Larry Doby. Ron Santo. Lou Gehrig. Billy Williams. Harmon Killebrew. Orlando Cepeda. Here's a Mojo refractor, 86 top design, 35 years of tops chrome, and it's a Willie Mays Mojo. Not numbered though, so yeah, it's the base, I guess. Then I've got a 1976 tops. Hank Aaron, card number 1 in the set. Most RBIs lifetime, 2,262. And there's a second one of that card. And then I've got the 73 tops, I think, or 74 tops, where they had the first 5 or so cards were dedicated to Hank Aaron. It has an image of all his cards throughout his top cards. And this is card number 2 of the set. And then I've got this Ted Williams, and it's from like 79 or something like that. And here's the 1980 tops. It's a highlight. Brock and Yaz enter 3,000 hit circle during the 79 campaign. So they got honored in 1980 with a card. And then here's a 70, maybe a 79. Not sure. I can't read the thing. Let's see. What's it say? Anyway, but there it is. That's the Sporting News all-time All-Stars tag tab. Then I got some Teddy ball game cards that I bought a while back. And here's 1942, 10 wins
Ted wins the Triple Crown. And this is card number 19 of the set. I don't know how many cards are in the set, but there's number 19. Here's 1957, more records for Ted. Card number 60. Here's another one. 1958, sixth batting title for Ted. Baseball's greatest, Ted Williams. Number 62 of a 80 card set. Yeah. Here's August 30th, 1958, and I guess it just shows his swing. Card number 65. And then I've got this Cracker Jacks card of Whitey Ford.
Oh, wow. That's a nice one.
And then I've got, this is another one of those archive sets that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is the, with the gold stamping and all that. So the short print version
Right.
of the Jackie Robinson card. I got a 66 Topps RBI leaders, Willie Mays, Frank Robinson, and Darren Johnson, but it's a diamond cut. You can look on the back, you see it's got a diamond cut to it. Like literally just cut the whole bottom of that card off.
Right.
And then I got this Lou Gehrig here. Personal story, whatever, you can read all that in the back there. And then I've got the puzzle, the mini puzzle card of Lou Gehrig that was inserted into the Leaf product, I guess. The Leaf version of Dunruss. And we got this Lou Gehrig stamp, maybe.
Yeah, that's a facsimile, I guess you'd call it, of the 25-cent stamp back in the day.
Yeah. And then here's the mini card of Stan Musial from Dunruss. And here's the mini card, puzzle card, puzzle of the Warren Spahn. And you're up, Donald.
Okay. How do I do this?
God is great.
I was like, wait a minute, what do I do? I'll put you back on in a second here. So 1,
Oh, that's fine.
5, 6, and 7.
Do your thing.
What do we got? God is great in the house. How you doing, Titus? Okay. 3. Might be hanging out there. Titus, choose either number 1, 5, 6, or 7. If you're able. Probably at the hospital again. Usually the time we're here, he's volunteering at the hospital. Sometimes he might show up at home. Okay. Okay, we'll go with number 1. And we'll have 5, 6, and 7 left afterwards.
01.
Mm-hmm.
Good. You can keep your thing to your full screen to your Donald. That's fine.
Oh no, that's fine.
That way you can people
Okay, then when I'll flip it back over when I start putting in boxes in the sort tray. There we go. We got a Stan the Man Musial here, flashing his bat with the 300 on it. All right, then we've got the Hall of Fame Gibson here, gallery, upper deck. Then we got the Rob Ultra Fleer 92. I'm not going to say all the sets and stuff. I'm just going to go through the players. Robin Yount, Craig Biggio, Roberto Alomar, Lee Smith, will be a lot of duplicates sometimes. George Brett and Brett, Molitor, Winfield, 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 Baines, Molitor, Dawson, Smith, Yelp, Smith, 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 Randy Johnson, Randy Johnson, 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 American Checklist, Johnson, Randy Johnson, Johnson. Oh, that's the easy sort in the box. Sort trace. Johnson, Johnson, Johnson. Stadium Club Johnson. Studio Johnson. Johnson. Got a Johnson box here. Johnson. Pinnacle 96 Johnson. That's the rookie year for my cousin, 1996. Ben Blomdahl. Johnson, Johnson, Johnson. Oh, wait, there's an Eckersley. Eckersley, Eckersley. Oh, we're going on spots here. Eckersley, Eckersley, Ozzie Smith. There we go. Nope, Ozzie Smith. Greg Maddox, Chipper Jones. If I don't say the name, you know it's another Chipper Jones. Glavin. Schmaltzy. John Schmaltz Gold. Schmaltzy All-Star. Chipper Jones. Schmaltzy. Glavin. Postseason. Glavin. Chipper Jones. That's the bronze version. Chipper Jones, Schmaltzy, Strike Force, Schmaltzy, Schmaltzy, Schmaltz, Schmaltz, Glavin, Schmaltz, Schmaltz, Sandberg. Oh, there we go. We'll save that one for last. I'll pull it out of the sleeve there. Dennis Eckersley, well, Sandberg poster, I think. Sandberg. Oh, there we go. The Denny's 1996 Pinnacle hologram card. Of course, I can't get the right angle here in the camera. Nope. Got to see it in person to get the great effect on it. Sandberg and Sandberg. This Sandberg is a little poster. I've got some of these different ones. Fold it up the size of a card so you can put it in a top loader.
Oh, yeah.
Sports Illustrated. Chicago Cubs Fleer. What year was that one? Can't see. Oh, 1997. Where you would find them. I guess they were probably inserts in the packs or something, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Any of those?
Yeah, but never paid any attention to them.
Right. Well, split screen is here and move Mickey up in the spot here.
All right. So what I got is, so let's just go over number one. So I got a poster here, like you just happen to have a poster. I just happen to have one out.
Oh, wow.
And it's a Frank Robinson. I don't know if this came in at 68 baseball or 69 baseball. I don't know. But they, over time, they will get the little tears right there where you fold them all the time.
Right.
And
You open it and close it.
Yeah, I just had this one.
Notches it a little bit more sometimes.
Yeah, and I have a whole binder downstairs full of these cards. I think it's downstairs. I think it's up here. It's in a box downstairs. If I can get this back in this thing, it'd be great. If I can get, there we go. All right, so it's back in the penny sleeve. Put it, because it wasn't top loaded, it was just in a penny sleeve. So I'll top load it and that'll protect it just a little bit more. Here we go. And then I got these cards. These cards were like, they're cut out of a magazine or something. I don't know. Rookie of the Year, Billy Williams. You can see it's like all, you can see where it's been perforated and then separated out of a magazine or something on the perforations. Not sure. But the Billy Williams and here's the Maury Wills, who's not a Hall of Famer, but he's still won MVP. He was a prolific base stealer, held the record before Lou Brock came along and took it from him. Single season, I think it was. I don't think it was career. It might have been career too. How about it? Tony Oliva, non-Hall of Famer Elston Howard, at least not as a player. Don't know if he made it in as a broadcaster or not. Another non-Hall of Famer, but it's Frank Howard. Non-Hall of Famer, Dick Groh. So they would put, like, anyone would get on these insert things, I guess. And these are from 1985 TCMA Limited. The Boog Powell, MVP. Jackie Jensen with the MVP. Cy Young was Sparky Lyle. Don Newcomb for the Brooklyn Dodgers won Rookie of the Year. The Dodgers have the record for the most team with the most Rookie of the Year award candidates. And then it became the Jackie Robinson Award, I think. Denny McLain, 31-game winner. Rookie of the Year, Harvey Kuhn. Rookie of the Year, Tommy Agee. And Rookie of the Year, Luis Aparicio. And then I found like a stack of these. And I'm like, oh, do I have the complete set? I don't, but here's some of them. So these are like Baseball Immortals. I believe it's a Fleer product. No. I think it's a Fleer product. And so it just tells you about Hall of Famers, I believe. Like 1939, Hosh Radbourn and Charles Old Hoss Radbourn, and it gives you a little biography here about him, blah, 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 blah. And then there's a trivia question. What was Hall of Famer Al Simmons' real name? Right? And it has the answer here, so you can look it up. And the answer is, I'm not even going to try that. I'm not even going to try this. But it's a goofy one. Azalian, whatever, Simmons.
Why he changed his name?
Yeah. So then there's Hugh Duffy, Frank Chance, Tinker to Everest to Chance fame, Jackie Chesborough, Clark Griffith, Thomas McCarthy, and I believe this year here on this banner is the year that they were inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I believe all these guys are Hall of Famers. Joe McGinty, Eddie Plank, Joe Tinker of Tinker to Everest to Chance fame, Rube Waddell, Ed Walsh. Okay. So Ed Walsh, Mickey Cochran, Frankie Frisch, Lefty Grove, Carl Hubble, Herb Pennock, Pie Traynor, Charlie Gehringer, Kid Nichols, Jimmy Fox, Mel Ott, Harry Heilman. This one's creased, so this one will not be in my collection. It's creased. I've never looked at this stack of cards before. This is my first time going through them.
Oh yeah, Baseball Immortals. I've got some of those.
Yeah, Paul Wainer, Ed Burrow, probably an owner or umpire or something.
Bender.
Chief Bender. Okay, there's two Chief Benders. Tom Connolly, Dizzy Dean, Bill Clem, definitely an umpire. Look at that bow tie. The only thing that can make it worse if it was a red bow tie like Pee Wee Herman. There's Al Simmons. Let's see if the Al Simmons trivia question is on the back of the Al Simmons card. Which Hall of Famer is known as the father of professional baseball? Can you name him? Harry Wright.
Harry Wright.
No idea. Bobby Wallace. There's Harry Wright right there. So that's the guy. He's the father of baseball. Look at that. That's the face of your father right there. Father of baseball. What's his trivia question real quick, and then I'll turn it over to you. This Hall of Famer holds the modern record for victories in a season with 41. Who is he? Answer, Jack Chesborough, 1904. Well, I don't think anyone's ever broke that, and I don't think anyone ever will. Eddie McLean came close. He had 31 wins. This dude had 41. You're up.
Nate. All right, we're down to the final three. 5, 6, or 7.
Sieben.
Steven?
Sieben. Yeah.
Forward. On the front. Okay. Let me switch this back to the. Oh, let me do this real quick. We'll do them real quick, and then I'll switch it back. All right, we got Whitey Ford here, followed by Tony Perez, Sparky Lyle, Joe Morgan, Willie Stargell, Ron Guidry, Ralph Kiner. Then we got Eddie Murray, the Flares, Jim Palmer, Goose Gossage, Don Larson. Some of these are filter cards. Card stock they use. Alan Tremmel, Tony Perez, Grover Alexander, Eddie Matthews, Pee Wee Reese, Al Rosen, Monty Irvin, Eddie Matthews, Maury Wills, Eno Slaughter, Herman Killebrew, Luis Aparicio, Bob Gibson, Bob Dewar, Rick Farrell, Fergie Jenkins, Duke Snyder, Johnny Bench, Ernie Wynn, Yogi Berra, Wade Boggs, Warren Spahn, Willie McGee, or Willie McCovey, Tony Gwynn, Richie Ashburn, Rico Petroselli. Petroselli? I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Must have snuck in there. No Petroselli. All right, you tried. You tried to sneak in there. Ron Smith, though. Robin Roberts, Rick Farrell, Robin Yount, Steve Carlton, Rocky Colavito. I don't think so.
Yeah, Colavito's a Hall of Famer.
He's not?
He is.
Oh, he is.
Yep.
Even though I haven't seen that out there.
The guy with the no sleeves. Cleveland Indians, I think Cincinnati Reds. Guy never heard, he like ripped his sleeves off his jersey. That was his moniker. Sleeves, we don't need no sleeves. We don't need no stinking sleeves.
Stan Musial, Rod Carew, Tom Seaver, Raleigh Fingers, Tommy John.
No. Just famous for surgery.
I put him in my other box. Keith Hernandez.
No,
Why?
he's not a Hall of Famer.
There we go. Juan Marcal, Johnny Podres, Bruce Sutter, Bill Mazeroski.
Johnny Padres is not either. Johnny Padres is not a Hall of Famer either. He played on a lot of Hall of Fame, like a lot of World Series teams, but no. Never made it. He was on a lot of good pitching stats with Don Drysdale. He kind of split that time between Joe Black and those older Dodger pitchers, Newcomb, and then he kind of caught on with the Koufax and the Drysdale era. He kind of split that time between there.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Lou Brock, Robin Yount, Roberto Alomar, Glavine, Sam Crawford, Kirby Puckett, Frank Thomas, Jim Bottomley, Hack Wilson, and Grover Alexander.
You think he was really from Cleveland?
Who?
You think he was from Cleveland?
Who?
Grover
Alexander from Cleveland?
Yeah. Grover Cleveland Alexander. You think he was actually from Cleveland?
Oh, I don't know. Is that his last name, Cleveland? Or his middle name?
Middle name, they called him Grover Cleveland Alexander. So I don't know if it was actually his middle name or like he was from Cleveland and, they just kind of stuck him with it.
Oh, yeah, that is. You know what his nickname is?
No.
Pete.
Heat?
Yep. Grover C. Nickname Pete Alexander.
Oh, Pete. Okay.
Pete. It shows on my list I got from that I made up for the Hall of Famers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes I'll see someone, I'm like, wait a minute, and then I look on there. Oh, that is. Sometimes the card will have this name on it, and sometimes it'll have a nickname on it, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okie dokie. So, sort time for them. Let me get Mickey back on the channel here. We can go to channel. I will switch the webcam to the face cam.
All right. So I just have you got to bear with me because I'm like a Yankee guy. So a lot of my guys are going to be Yankees.
That's okay.
But here's a Circle K of Lou Gehrig.
Circle K. There we go.
Circle K of the Sultan of SWAT, the Bambino. Here's a Topps Collector Series all-time record holder, Ted Williams, number 38 from 1985 Topps. Here's a mini, Allen and Ginter mini, chrome mini of Warren Spahn. Here's a black, I guess, variation, right?
Mm-hmm.
2021 Allen and Ginter, Richie Allen, now a Hall of Famer, right? So
you start getting a lot of those minis and stuff, you need to get the little tobacco card holders.
Yeah.
That way it centers it in the penny sleeve for you.
Yeah, that's true. I got Larry Doby and Al Kaline. Now I don't. These cards come to me 99% of the time out of
lots and stuff
that I buy off of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a nice chrome refractor of Roberto Clemente mini. Very nice. Don't know if Mr. Airtime's out there, but he's like, "Oh, there's a good money for that one. You can sell that one. You get some good money for that." Here's again. So these are black variations, I guess. Allen and Ginter of the Richie Allen, Yogi Berra, Bob Gibson, Orlando Cepeda, Babe Ruth, and of course Lou Gehrig. The Iron Horse. And then we've got something. I got this action-packed Roberto Clemente, one of the Clemente set that they put out from 1994. This is number 69 in the set, but it's Roberto Clemente and it 40th pro debut. So I guess 40 years ago he debuted. Here's the this Gypsy Queen, whatever this is. I don't know what this is, but it's upper deck masterpieces, and it's the Lou Gehrig retirement like speech. The luckiest man on the face of the earth. Kind of that speech. Here's a Walter Johnson, same series, from Upper Deck. Here's a Sandy Koufax, Brooklyn Dodgers, the left arm of God. Not me, Donald. That's what his nickname was.
I know.
Here's some Kmart 25th anniversary. And a lot of people have seen the 20th anniversary set. They also put out a 25th anniversary set. These are glossy. The other ones, the 20th anniversary, were not glossy. But here's the Lou Brock. Here's the backs. 1987 looks like. Yep, 87 tops. Kmart. And then we've got the Frank Robinson, who, by the way, is the only player to win both MVP in the National League and the American League. Brooks Robinson, the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. And these are not my price tags. These are someone else had these price tags on these cards.
Right.
Juan Marichal, Harmon Killebrew, another Gibson, and of course Roberto Clemente. He was number 2 in the set, Clemente. 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, and 13. And let's see. What else I got? Well, I got a regular Frank Robinson from 1989 tops. Update, I believe. Nope. That's a regular set. It just looks so much like an update card. We got this swell Mickey Cochran, who was Mutt Mantle's kind of favorite ball player, was Mickey Cochran. Mutt Mantle is the father of Mickey Mantle, right? Here's a very ugly looking Whitey Ford 53 tops reprint from Archives or something, part of that set. Yeah, Archives. And here's a Warren Spahn from that Archive set. And then we've got this is from 86 tops. Not a Hall of Famer, but Roger Maris. 89 tops, Lou Brock. Here's the card, not the puzzle, but the card of Roberto Clemente from the Donruss, but it is the puzzle card, but not the puzzle.
Right.
And then memorable feats from Diamond Kings, Frankie Frisch, and Tony Lazzari. And we've got Robin Roberts, Heroes Highlights, along with the Billy Williams. It's I forgot who else was in that set. Might have been Bob Gibson. Here's the Clemente puzzle card, the mini puzzle card, though, from that. That's an 87 Donruss set, wherever that card went. Oh, here it is. So that's the regular card. This is the mini puzzle card. And then, of course, you have the full-size puzzle. And then in this team bag is Billy Williams, Early Win, and maybe that's it. Just 2 cards in there. And you're up, Donald.
Okay. Switch this. Oh, we got 5 or 6.
Now, your turn to pick if no one else in the audience wants to pick.
All right, we'll go with Rolly Fingers here. And we'll save number 5 for the last one. All right. Third job on my tape down there. Okay. So through these. See what we got in this stack. We got Raleigh Fingers, 1974 World Series. Upper Deck. There's that one. Major League Baseball 125th Anniversary Ty Cobb. Babe Ruth. Same set. Honus Wagner. Another Babe Ruth. Then we got some Diamond Kings here. Goose Goslin. John McGraw. Earl Averill. Chuck Klein. Billy Herman. Tony Lazzari. Gabby Hartnett. Leo DeRocha. Lefty Gomez. Herb Pennock. Ernie Banks. Pee Wee Reese. Headlines. Roger Maris. Paul Wiener. And Nellie Fox. Right. Now the stack here, we've got Frank Howard. No. Thinking I knew what he wasn't familiar, that's for sure. Howard. There's another one. Tommy John. Nope. Bill Mazeroski. Richie Ashburn. Paul Molitor. Fred Lynn. Eddie Matthews. Eno Slaughter. Robin Roberts. Philippe Alou. Steve Carlton. Jim Palmer. George Brett. Jim Rice. Goose Gossage. Herman Killebrew. Carl Ferrillo. Carl Ferrillo.
I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer or not, Don.
Nope, he's not.
Yeah.
I think so. You're both thinking.
He gave up, I think, a key home run in a World Series, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. He's
Max Carey, Luke Appling, Lloyd Weiner, Kiki Collier, Joe Cronin, Lou Gehrig, Harry Hooper, Stan Musial, George Kelly. Then if I do it, whenever I do miss them, when I go to my sort boxes and it's not there, then I'm like, nope, that one don't belong.
okay.
I don't have that name in here because I do have all the names in my sort boxes. I have these little plastic tab things I use, like these right here for dividers.
Okay, yeah.
And then I just label them. I have a sticker with all their names on it for each player in the Hall of Fame. So that's my verification process for the last sort when I put them in with their player cards. Honus Wagner, Al Kaline, Dave Bancroft, Warren Spahn, Red Chondice, Pop Gibson, Jim Rice, Brooks Robinson, Al Simmons, Sparky Anderson, Lou Brock, Joe Morgan, Mel Ott, Bill Terry, Hack Wilson. Ooh, we got some SP legendary cuts at the very bottom here. Luis Ernesto Aparicio. Number 11, whatever those numbers mean on there. It's card 51. Oh, then maybe that was his jersey number. Robert Lehman, Granville, 21. Robert Pershing. Oh, they put their whole names on here. Robert Pershing Dewar. I see what it is now. Up the wall, number 1. Early Win. I guess he was just Early Win. Phil Negro with the Braves. Bert Blyleven with the Twins. And Gaylord Perry with the Padres. Yep, San Diego Padres back in the day. Okay. Back into driver's seat again there.
Okay. I'm just kind of sorting through some cards here.
Yeah, that's fine. Switch camera around.
Okay.
Putting stuff in the sort box.
So, I was going through more of these, right? Because I had a big stack of them. And I made it up to like card 70. It's not the complete set. So I've got up to like 195. Who knows how many more in this set? I don't know. But while I'm going through this, and I found this one here, I'm like, oh, looks the same, similar, except this says Home Run Legends. Has the same. See how it's got the same flag, same two-tone 75 design cards, right? When I flipped it over, it's got this on the back. It's got Hall of Famers who have hit over 500 home runs, like 8 of a 12-card set, and it was printed up in 1986. So 8 of 12.
It's like a subset, part of the set.
Yeah, and it's the first run, first printing, which is nice.
Right.
So in case they made additional print runs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found these. Now these are like the high grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you know what the high grade cards are, that's these green ones here.
Right.
So these are the high grade cards, right?
Green ones and then the orange ones. Huh?
Right. So, hey, big brother, your brother Rodney said hi.
Oh, there we go. That's my bro and New Jersey.
New Jersey, bro. That's right. With the chocolate, right?
Yeah.
But these are actually promos. These are promo cards for that set. So the orange border, yellow backs. The other one was green with the red backs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made, I don't know why, but they also made the orange border with the red backs instead of the yellow backs.
Oh, wow.
So
definitely variations then, huh?
Yeah. Now, I don't know why they made them with the different backs on the promos, but these are all yellow. These are actual promo cards
Mm-hmm.
From the high grade. And these were printed up in 1987 by a company called High Grade.
High grade.
Are you even familiar with anything about them?
No. Mm-mm.
All right. Well, I'll go through some cards quick here, and then while you're doing yours, I'll run downstairs and I'll grab something to show your audience. So we got this Bronx Tales 1936 Legends of New York, and it is Upper Deck product, and it's Joe DiMaggio takes New York by storm. But what's neat about these cards, and I think you have some of these, it's got actual felt on the cards in different spots. So the Yankees have them. I've seen them with the Giants. I've seen some with the Dodgers. And it's Upper Deck. And the year produced on this was, if I can see it, 2001 maybe? Yeah, it looks like 2001. But anyway. 2001 Upper Deck. And then I got this Whitey Ford one. And it's got the Yankees down here in felt.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is probably the same year, 2001. It's Upper Deck. And then I've got these Upper Deck Legends. And this one is a Mickey Mantle, 51 to 68. And he's got his batting achievements for that year. I guess 130 RBIs, 52 home runs, and a 353 batting average to win the Triple Crown.
Mm-hmm.
And that's can you imagine, like today, what it would cost you to make that crown out of gold and stuff, whatever gems you put in it.
Oh yeah.
Here's an Ernie Banks one from the same Upper Deck set. A Cy Young from that same set. A Reggie Jackson from 67 to 87. Jackie Robinson. Mel Ott. Here's a dual player card from that set, and it is Reflections in Time, Willie Mays and Barry Bonds. And Willie Mays was Barry Bonds' godfather.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And then I have this card here, which I don't know if you're even aware of this. Dr. James Beckett. The guy who used to own Beckett magazine.
Uh-huh.
They actually made a card of him and put it into the set. So Dr. James Beckett says, founder and CEO, Beckett Incorporated.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow.
Leading authority on sports cards values in the United States. He wrote, he wrote all those, the not just the magazines, but he would put out the annual, almanac books. I used to buy the almanac books, and they're like a couple inches thick. It's good stuff. So while I have this out,
Let's go get the Beckett magazine.
yeah, he's Mr. Beckett. And he has a YouTube channel. He goes on from time to time, and he guest appears on people's on live streams and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I messaged him on one of his videos, and again, I don't know how long or if he ever answers anything, but I messaged him and I asked him a question about a couple cards that I've gotten, and I've gotten a few over time, and these are older cards from like the 50s and 60s that had like a stamp on the back, like a person's name, their address, and all that stuff, and I wanted to find out more about it because I couldn't find out anything on my own. And since he's I know he's a leading authority on prices, but he also probably has some knowledge of cards that are of that, like of a certain collection, that's from the the Blumdahl collection, and that makes that card like 10 times worth its normal price because Donald Blumdahl was a very famous collector. Like when Dr. James Beckett, finally gives up his collection, or maybe it becomes available to the general public, people are going to be fighting to get, hold of his cards because, it's Dr. James Beckett, and he's a very famous personality,
right.
Very famous author. He wrote all those books. Like he started when he was very young, I think in college, started doing the whole Beckett magazine stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So, there are certain collections that people talk about throughout history. And I was just wondering if you had any knowledge about the person's name that was stamped on the back, because it had their name, their address, it had, it was like a rubber stamp thing. So you're up.
All right. Switch the cameras around again.
Okay. I'm going to run downstairs. I'm going to get something real quick, and I'll be back.
Okay. We'll be here.
And 3 steaks of a lamb's tail.
All right. We're going to do this last run here while Mickey goes get some cards and stuff. Oh, no. That's a Ernie Banks green border. Because there's the base border.
Ah, there you go. Nice.
I could show you the comparison with the color variations on the borders.
Yep. Well, actually, it's the other one on the floor. There was it. The one on your table. That's the variation to that one. The other one on your stack, because of the pose.
Oh yeah, that's right. It has an image variation too, but along with the color. Oh, that is interesting. So these are the bases, but then there's a regular. So these are both the same, identical. That's an image variation, and then this is the image variation with the green border. Very, very interesting. Let's see what they got. Yeah, it's just the image variation. They don't have the CMP code different on those. So that is very, very interesting. I'm going to say that's the base, that's the image variation, and the border variation. Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? Mike Mussina, Mariano Rivera, John Schmaltz, Willie Mays, Hey, Karen, Warren Spawn. You still there, Rod, or are we just passing through? Appreciate you stopping by and saying hi. Always nice. Your brother chimes in on the channel. Warren Spawn. Warren Spawn. Willie Mays. Willie Mays. I think most of these are all from this. Yeah, these are 2020 tops. Yep, I think I remember back in the day I opened up a case of this. One or two cases of this, I think. So I got so many inserts here. Frank Robinson, Orlando Cepeda, Luis Aparicio, Phil Rizzuto, Dobie, Matthews, Oh, Snyder, Robinson, Mays. Oh, there's a Monty Irvin. Color variation border. Irvin. No image variation on this one. Before we close up, I'll show you what I found on these Ernie Banks there, Mickey. I found more. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. How many things you'd end up having to watch for sometimes.
Okay.
That has the color variation. Let me finish these real quick and we'll get back to the double screen again.
Okay.
We got Kiner, Aaron, Gibson. Palmer. Oh, there's a Jim Palmer. Color variation with the green border. All right. Palmer now. What else we got here? Seaver. Up. There's a Seaver with the image variation. Okay. Or color variation. Jenkins. Catfish Hunter. Carlton. Oh, there's a Nolan Ryan. Color variation there. Y11. Sutton. Necro. Fox. Sandberg. Color variation. Image variation. Murray. George Brett. Color variation. And Younts and Dawson's. Grunch there. Okay. Set this off to the side. Let me get Mickey back in the channel again. Boom. There you go. Oh, is that what you wanted to pull out and show us?
Yeah. So, and I showed these on the channel when I first got these. And again, like I said, a lot of the stuff I pick up is just in lots that I buy off people, their collections or whatever. But this is it. And this is how they came. And I believe it is a 90 card set. So all 90 cards are in these. And they come in their own 9 pocket pages. They got cardboard in between there to help stiffen it up. So it's pretty stiff. Like normally if you're holding 9 pocket pages, it's going to be flopping around. So it's pretty stiff. But I mean, maybe these hung on a rack. You know, here's the holes for you just slide it on the peg.
Right.
At a place like Toys R Us or something like that. I don't ever remember seeing this, but I can say I don't remember, you know, not seeing them either, because, you know, you go into a store, you see a whole bunch of stuff back in the day, like Toys R Us would have baseball cards, you know, for sale in there. And I would go there and buy some cards too, because they had the oddball stuff, you know, the off the wall, non-normal things there.
Right.
But this is the only way that I know that they were sold was like this. I don't think you can go out and buy a box of them and
and
Mhm.
you know, collect them as singles. I think he just ended up buying the whole set. But the problem is the sets had variations because some of the images were taken from further away, or
Mhm.
the images were taken from farther away, and then as they went through, I guess they zoomed in more on some of them, and they cut off the logos on the hats. So the variations are the ones that would still show. A lot of them would be like with the logo, with the shirt logo, you know.
Mhm.
What's curious is the Jim Cott one. The Jim Cott one has two different cards, one in a White Sox uniform and one in a Cardinals uniform.
Hmm.
Yeah. They're not numbered, right? All they are is when you look them up alphabetically on a list by their last name.
Mhm.
So curious. And I did some research to try to figure this out before I bought these. I had thousands of them, you know, loose in boxes. And I'm like, well, this is interesting. Let's see if I get the whole set. And then to see that I had, 6 or 7 or 10,000 of the cards, I'm like, it's only a 90 card set. More research tells you, oh, well, no, there's actually, with variations, it's 180 cards or 150 cards or something like that.
Oh, wow.
With the variations.
Mhm.
If, you're one of those guys that are master set builders. Other than that, did you want to even go into the Pete Rose and discuss that a little bit or no?
Oh, yeah, we could
I
do
don't know
that.
how much time?
I just
How much
wanted to
time
show
you
you.
got?
So on the Ernie Banks here, when I finally looked at them and stuff,
Yeah.
these two are yeah. See, these two here are the image variation.
Okay.
But then what I noticed was this is different pictures, same player.
Right.
Got 2 of those, 1 of those, but then the green border one was the same.
Is a parallel to the base card, and those two top ones are image variations. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I thought that was kind of neat. But then I found these other pairs for like Jim Palmer was a green. This was
Okay.
The Sandberg, the Seaver, the Monty Irvin, and Brett. But none of those had an image variation in them and stuff. Just the Ernie Banks had the 2 different photos for the same card number. And the CMP code doesn't change on the bottom of them. So you just have to look for the variations in the cards. Sometimes. Like in the Tops runs and stuff, usually they'll have like the SP will be one CMP code. The SSP will be a different CMP code.
Okay, yeah.
Triple SP or that was pretty interesting. I just noticed that when we were going through. But that was like almost that whole thing was all these decades best cards.
Decades best.
All inserts. But
well, you said you opened up a case of them, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then let me get something real quick and I'll be right back.
Yeah. Who's this? Well, that's old Chuck Connors. You guys know who Chuck Connors is, don't you? The rifleman from the TV series when we was kids. You come home and you watched, it was on at nighttime, I believe, but there he is. He played baseball for the Dodgers before giving up and going out and playing Hollywood movie star. Pete Rose set. There you go.
That's my Pete Rose box. I don't have the complete set yet, but I'm not
okay.
Cards.
I don't either, but I know there is a set Pete Rose cards out there, and there's a bunch of them. He had autographed too that were randomly inserted into those sets.
Oh, okay.
But that's probably why you're able to find a whole bunch of singles, because people were probably ripping them back in the day just for that autograph. All before the banning and all that stuff, he was still a popular guy.
Mm-hmm.
He still is to this day.
Oh, yeah.
So, Pete Rose, and I don't know who else is left out there in the audience if they want to chime in on it, but I'd like to see what people think about the whole unbanning of Pete Rose and how it was orchestrated
and planned to possibly unban him at the end of his life, after his life had ended.
Right.
Did they really? I heard rumors years ago that people were saying he's not going to get in until he dies. Then they might let him in, but there's no way they're going to let him in until he's dead. I'm like, man, that's cool. It's good news. It's good news. He's getting in on his merits as a player, not his merits as a manager or merits as a civilian outside of the game. Whatever happened. And like a lot, like religious people would say, he had to face God for whatever he did outside the game, right? He had to go and now face his maker for that. So I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that part, but I wanted to see what people think and what people think about the whole, well, he's in, or he's got a shot to be in now.
Right.
And now by doing this, though, I think there's also another ulterior motive by the league, and that is to cushion the blow for when the Bonds, the Clemens, and the rest of the Royd guys that were being shadow banned from getting into the hall currently.
That
right?
gives them an in down the road.
That gives them now cushioning the blow to everyone else. They're like, well, now the Bonds fans and people like that, the baseball purists are going to be like, Rose shouldn't be in, and Bond, all them guys can get in. But if you're okay with Rose being in, and my thing was, if they ever let Bonds in, if they ever let these PED cheater guys in, they have to let Pete and Shoeless Joe in. They have to. And besides, you've been there now. You've been to the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
To me, I've been there twice now. And to me, it was exciting my first time. It was great. The Yankees just rolled off a World Series win. They had the trophy there. A lot of Yankee stuff right out in the front there when you first walk in. But so that was like 96, I think. Like their first one after a long time. So I think I may have gone at 97. Then I went a couple years ago. I went. But this last time I went, I realized it's just another museum. It's just a glorified museum. They have a whole wing in there, and you know this. If you walk that whole thing, they've got a whole wing in there of Latino ball players. Now, nothing against it. They're good ball players. Let them in. I don't care. But they have a whole wing there dedicated to Latino, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans that are not in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
That have their jerseys in there. Some, blurbs about them in there, right?
All right.
Display cases, right? And I'm like, why are these guys here? They're not even they haven't been voted in. Why are they here? But yet they're there. They're in the hall.
Baseball too, though.
Huh?
I can see their point in doing that to a degree, because that shows all the different nationalities. I mean,
they didn't have a Japanese wing.
Japanese section. They'll probably have a Korean section. And
will they? Right? Think about it.
Yeah.
Ichiro's in now, so maybe they will open up a wing to satisfy that fan base, right? But
interesting fact that you don't hear the media talking about and stuff. When we were there, me and my pastor, when we went that time, they were able, we took a little tour thing and paid a little extra for that and stuff, and got some behind the scenes stuff done and stuff. But they were, when they took us through the hall where all the plaques are and stuff, they pointed exactly where Ichiro's plaque was going to be by the time he ended up in 2025. Because they already knew, well, he's going to make it.
Well, I mean, I think everybody knew it was going to make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you think of it, exactly where it worked out, it had to be just the way things worked out, because they said in the morning when the sunrise comes up on that side of the building, the sun is going to shine in right where Ichiro's plaque's going to be.
Okay.
Where's he
Rising
from?
sun.
Japan, the land of
Right.
the rising sun.
Right. I mean, I think everyone knew he was going to get in. That's not
Oh,
the
yeah.
problem. He was a very great ball player in Japan before he came over.
Oh,
He played
yeah.
like 10 years over there before he came over
Yeah.
to America. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
just tore it up over here for a long time.
Right.
If you total up all his hits and stuff in Japan and here, just like Sarahata O, he's got more
Mhm.
home runs than anybody, right?
Right.
So I don't know how many hits in Japan he had, but I bet he has more hits total than Pete Rose.
Because he's in the Japanese Hall of Fame.
So, you know, but I think that they're doing this to soften up for when those PED guys get in. But let's get back to the wing. So these guys, it's not only about the like, oh, well, you know, it's part of the lineage of baseball and the heritage of baseball, because these are guys like Giancarlo Stanton
Mhm.
still playing.
Right.
And when I went, Butchcott was still playing for Detroit.
Right.
Cabrera. Yet they had their jerseys in there. They had little blurbs about them in there. Now they also had pictures of Pete Rose in there as a member of the Big Red Machine, but they never mentioned his name. But they had
Right.
images of the Big Red Machine. They talked about the Big Red Machine, and you could see Pete Rose there with his number 14 and stuff, you know, in some of the pictures. They may have been zoomed out shots of the field and players and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, every year, and I don't know how far back, there came a point where Pete Rose was writing a letter to the commissioner of baseball every year asking for reinstatement.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't realize, like, a lot of these haters were like just hating on him, but he messed up. All right, he messed up.
Yeah.
And some people
Okay,
say,
man,
well,
he gambled.
right, he messed up.
Yeah.
Probably worse than Shoeless Joe, but we weren't around when Shoeless Joe had his thing go down, so we don't know. We only know what we've heard. You and I have lived through the whole Pete Rose thing, right? We're old
Right.
enough to remember Pete Rose playing in games and watching him on TV and seeing that Charlie Hustle, you know.
Right.
We weren't privy to any of the off-field shenanigans that went on.
Right.
And we weren't privy to the gambling decisions that he made while he was a manager. However, I do maintain that the gambling as a manager did and could affect game results, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
He people don't think he always bet on his team to win. Yeah, okay. I got a doubleheader this week, and
Right.
we're going up against whatever rival, the Cubs, right? And I'm going to bet 10 grand or 5 grand or $1,000 on my team to win. Okay. Game one of that doubleheader. All right. And I'm not going to bet on game two because I'm going to burn up my bullpen on game one. Right. If I have to, I'm going to dig out that win too. So when game two rolls around, I got no bullpen left. I got Bencho's right. Coming in and trying to save the game or win the game or whatever. So he could have affected the outcome of games. Yes. At first I was thinking, nah, there's no way. Come on. Who would bet against your team to lose? He never bet against his team to lose. Man, he said that. Never bet against my team to lose. Yeah, but you still could mess with the outcome of your games.
Yeah.
If you look at it the way I just presented it out there, like he could have. Whether he didn't put in a pinch hitter, that El Scrubbo. Remember, the pitchers were hitting back then. Keep him in for another inning. You know, who knows, right? And like the game two of a doubleheader, where I don't care if I don't win. You know, I'm not betting on the game. I'm not going to try. I'm going to try harder on the first game.
Right.
But anyway, or try harder, like when you know you're going to save your number one guy that goes up against their number 3 starting pitcher, right? Well, I'm going to bet heavy on my guy because you just look at it on paper, we should beat them, right? Anyway, that's beating a dead horse. He's eligible come 2028, by
Right.
the Eras Committee or whatever the heck, Veterans
Yeah.
Committee, whatever they call them now, who knows?
Yeah.
And the reason it's not eligible right away is because I guess they have different eras vote every other year or something like that.
Right.
Every
Yeah.
third year.
Mhm.
So you got the modern era, whatever. Whoever's got to vote next for guys from a certain time frame. But
Right.
could you imagine you're up and you're on the Veterans Committee and you got to go against not just Pete Rose, but Shoeless Joe Jackson in the same class as you.
Right.
It's like going up against Ichiro,
Mhm.
Derek Jeter, and Mariano Rivera in the same class, and you're the fourth man out.
Right.
You know, you're Donald Blumdahl, and I'm going up against these guys, and like they go, yeah, okay, Ichiro, no doubt, Jeter, yeah, okay, oh, Mariano Rivera, without a doubt, boom. Oh, I'm all out of votes. Poor Donald doesn't get any votes this year, and that's it. You lose out because, and that's the way it is. It's not like you just had bad timing. You timed it. Like if I'm playing and I can time it out, let's say, all right, who is going to retire this year? Who's talking about retirement? Do I want to go up against Albert Pujols? Do I want to go up against Ichiro? Or do I want to hang out one more year and then put in my paperwork and then I got a better shot? My first year of eligibility.
Right.
Whether guys think of it that way, who knows? We're not in that position.
Yeah.
But I bet you they do. I bet you they do think about it. Like Albert Pujols, 703 home runs. Who's going to go up against him that year and hope to get enough votes to get in?
Right. Well,
He might garner them all.
Yeah, and they're probably looking too. Okay, so I retire. I got to wait 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
5 years. Who else is going to be in that group with me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't retire the same year as Ichiro or Albert or Jeter or Mo or
Right.
any like really Cal Ripken. I would look for a hole, a gap somewhere, unless I had like I was on par with them, like
Right.
Albert Pujols and Cal Ripken going in the same time. Hey, we're on par, baby. Right? Good luck. My time is up and I'm going. Like when you retired from the Navy, right? You knew your time was up. You're like, I'm done with this, right? At least that's the way I felt. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. My heart is not in it anymore. I want to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked, but I didn't have the competition 5 years down the road to get that
Right.
endorsement. But yeah, that if I'm playing it, that's what I'm thinking. I'll tell you right now. It's like, no, I'm going to hang out one more year. I'll be one of those guys that hang on and try to get that 1 year. You know, we look at those guys like, why didn't he just retire? He had such a crappy year, hurt all his stats. Because he didn't want to go maybe up against someone else to get those votes if he was good enough.
Wait another year.
But nowadays you can be, good enough maybe, but not great and still make it into the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Look at the numbers. There's
it
no
could be
pitcher going to get. There's no more pitchers going to get 300 wins.
They got to vote on you now.
Yeah. There's no pitcher going to get 300 wins.
Right.
Who? The ones that are in the pipeline now, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up, they're going to get their 5 innings and they're done.
Mm-hmm.
Or complete games. Or, you know what I mean? A lot of these records are never going to be broken now because baseball's changed the way they look at the game. It's a shorter game for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, how was your eBay week? How was your week so far? Okay.
A couple, two
Slow.
$20 sales, a couple here and there. I got about $60, almost $70 sitting in my bank. I forgot. I thought I had it every week, but it's every other week, which is fine. I'll just leave it there for now. The next week I'll get my payment.
Okay. I do mine monthly. I just wait for it to come in at the end of the month and just be done with it.
Go into your bank account.
Yeah, once a month. I was doing it like every week, and I'm like, this is nuts. I'll go, oh, I got $30 deposited, $50 deposited.
Yeah.
Just give it to me at the end of the month. It makes me feel a little bit better. You know
Right
what I
down
mean?
the road, I'll switch it because if I do it like toward the beginning of the month or whatnot, that way when my fees come due, I'd like to time it, I think, so that they could take the fees out of my money
Oh, okay.
and still hopefully get something.
Right. I hear you.
And
So
I'll know
for-
I'm at least making a little bit more than what the store is costing me.
Right. Well, for me so far, it's a slow month in sales. I don't know what
Yeah,
the
I haven't
deal
made
is.
too many sales. I've sold a couple of my non-baseball card stuff, which I just call that's bonuses. That stuff's listed. It'll stay there forever until somebody buys it.
Right. I
just
have.
realized-
Oh wow! So while we were streaming, I sold. Let me go back here. Let's see if I can switch my camera. This turns out all right. So I'm gonna turn this way if I can.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if it'll look up at the screen though. That's the thing. Like it's the camera. Hold on. Camera's looking down. Let's look you up a little bit. Thank you very much. There's my screen. All right, let's go back here. All right. So if it stays there. So here's what I sold. I don't know, and I can't see what I'm looking at. Can you see the sales?
Oh wait, hold on. Can't see all the way over to your left. Probably. I think it's where it should be, right?
Let me come out of this again. Studio. Okay, so I'm looking. All right, let's see how this looks. All right, can you see my sales at all? Let me try split
You
screen.
see that 19 set? Oh, okay. There you go. I see it now. 6
Okay.
sales. I saw that.
Yeah. So
that's not bad. 6 sales, 1688.
right, and these like those. Can you see the what I sold though?
Yeah, I can see them. That those
The
like
JJ
sticker cards or something.
Yeah, they're from J.J. Walker. You know, Dynamite from the '70s,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
the TV show.
Right.
All right, and then those two were sitting there from today, and then these 4 sold tonight while we were live. I heard my thing going off, but I didn't go look at it. So, yeah, they're like $3 each. And the same guy. So instead of combining them all, he bought all 4 separate. When you buy 3, you get 1 free. But he bought 4 singles.
But you can put them together in one order.
Yeah, I can combine them, and
Okay.
and I don't know if it'll still give him the discount or not, but we'll see what happens.
I don't know if it will or not. I think that did you already send him a bill?
It's automatic. They automatically
Oh,
get
okay.
billed.
Yeah.
I don't do invoices or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So is your brother still here? Or did he just yell at you and then run away?
He must have just popped in and said hi.
Oh, okay.
It's like in a rehab center now. They're still waiting on certain things to heal up before he can get his prosthetic.
Oh, okay.
One of his legs, just below the knee.
Okay. Well,
I thought maybe he'd hang around for a little bit, but he lost the star. He's lost everything basically.
oh,
Pretty
all
sad.
right.
He let his diabetes get out of control, and he was let's just say he frequented the casinos quite a bit.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah,
It's so easy down here. You know, you just go to Atlantic City. It's right there.
Oh no, that's where he goes.
Yeah, I
He
don't go.
lives right there, but
Yeah, I don't go, and my wife doesn't go. When we lived in Vegas for like those 9 years we were there, my wife liked to go like every other weekend, you know, and gamble. And finally, I had to put my foot down on that too. You know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But she would win every week. She would, you know, win once in a while. But you never win more. The house always wins. The house always wins. You never come out
designed that way.
Yes, exactly. It's designed that way. So yeah, we don't, and we've been here now, I don't know, 20 years, and we have never
went to Atlantic City.
gone to Atlantic City, and it's 40 miles away.
Yeah,
Less than an hour, we could be there.
right.
But We don't go. Thank goodness, right? But yeah. So I don't know what else you want to talk about, or I wish we had more people we could engage
Yeah,
with
no,
in the chat
not many
and
people.
get people interested in subjects and topics and stuff, so we can continue this a little bit longer and fire people up, get them all. Like when I brought this up on Adam's channel, the dollar box cards.
Mhm.
He's a YouTuber plus he's eBayer, more eBay than YouTube. But every Wednesday he does a live stream. And so I'm in his chat and I couldn't wait to ask that same question about Pete Rose. And I typed it in as soon as I get there. Second question I asked. And they do their thing. They talk about their sales and stuff like that and what they got going on in their stores and their lives.
Right.
And then they get into questions and they start talking about subjects that people talk about in the chat. And then they hit my question and man, like it was almost done. I was like the only one asking questions. There may have been people lurking in the background. As soon as they got to my question, boom, their chat lit up again. And it just went on for like another 40 minutes or so, 30 to 40 more minutes just on that subject. And they started to cover more stuff. Right. So we had to get off of that subject finally because everyone had an opinion. Most of them were favorable, but some of them were like, no.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a Pete Rose rookie card, so I'm not in the running for anything there. I've got no skin in the game that way.
There's no Pete Rose rookie card near either.
Yeah. I wish I had one, but from the get-go, they were so expensive. Unless you got one early on, back in the 70s, you bought one.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been out of reach for a long time, too.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to, oh, God, when he gets in, because he's going to get in. I think I think he's going to get voted in first ballot.
Yeah.
One of the two, if not both of them, first ballot. But then his cards are going to his rookie card's going to explode. You're going to see that going for way more than just a couple grand. It's going to probably hit $10,000. If you got an autograph one, it might even go for more. Some people don't like them autographed. I like getting autographs on cards. I got a lot of autographed cards. Not a ton. I know people have a lot more.
There won't be no new ones out there.
There is no more new ones. That's right. But he was a prolific signer, so they're out there. He would do card shows. He would do the Philly show, it seemed like religiously. But I stopped going too, and he had stopped going too. But
now the people that probably did stock up on his autographs.
And that's right. And I told my friend that at work.
Yeah.
That was like we would go and I got him into collecting cards and stuff like that. And he was a big Pete Rose fan. I'm like, well, we should go get his autograph. And he kept putting it off. And I told him my story between me and Mickey Mantle. When Mantle was still alive, he was doing the casino circuit, signing, doing the card shows and at casinos in Vegas. And he was going to be there, and I forget where it was at. It wasn't at a show, but it was at another one. And he wanted $57 for his autograph. And I'm in the military. $57 to me I'm like a 1-2 striper, right? And I'm like, $57. That's nuts. That's insane. That's crazy. Yeah. I refuse to pay that. And I never go back. I never get another opportunity. And he's dead. Yeah. So what did it cost me? Decades later, I buy one and it cost me $350 some bucks,
right, for
his autograph on a card, and not even a real card, not even one of my cards. I had to buy someone else's card that got autographed. I would usually take my cards and get them autographed because it was my card. I opened this as a kid and this is my pack, and
but have that much more meaning.
Yeah, so I told him my story, my Mantle story, and he didn't believe me. And we had a couple opportunities after that, and now he's dead. And I'm like, Pete's dead. Now what? No, you got to buy it now.
Yeah.
I was trying to impress upon him what I get out of them is, yeah, you pay a lot for the autograph, maybe. Pete wasn't that expensive, unless you're getting his rookie card. If you're getting his rookie card, it was minimum $500 for him to sign his rookie card. But it's the meet and greet. It's to talk to him, say, "Hey, Pete, it's an honor to meet you. You know, I grew up watching you play, and you know, just even though I'm not like a Reds fan or I'm a baseball fan, you know what I mean? And I appreciate the hustle. I mean, you lived up to your name, and you know, good luck and everything that you plan to do in your future. You know, the handshake, that physical contact, that like, wow, you know, he had faults. He was a human being. He was, you know, without a doubt. I'm not sugarcoating anything else that he did or may have done, right? We don't know. We weren't there. People say two things about Ty Cobb, that he was a raging racist. Other people say, no, man, he was just a normal guy. That's just stories that people tell about him. That was a facade. He wasn't that way. He played hard on the field, right? But off the field, he was not this raging alcoholic and racist or whatever that people like to portray him as. You hear two different stories on the Ty Cobb thing. So we weren't there. We don't know. And again, you know, right, only one person gets to be the ultimate judge of whatever they did anyway in their life. So, you know, that's not our job to be the judge, right? Our job is just be us and be the best version of us we can be, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all. I just want to talk about what people thought about it. Unfortunately, we didn't. We lost our people a long time ago.
Let me grab one thing I just want to show you quick.
Okay, that's right. Donald, I have all night, brother. I got as long as you got. Let me go open my door real quick. Get some air circulation in here. I'm still on, but I gotta open my door. It's a little hot in there. All right, I'm back. I had to open my door, get some air flowing through here. It's hot here. All right. Brooks Robinson. Nice. Relic. Stripes off of his pants.
Hold on. Let me turn this one off so I can.
I don't know if they ever had stripe, you know, like on around their sleeves. I don't know if they had the pinstripes there, but that's probably a pinstripe off of the pants.
So it's 3 relic pieces, or whatever uniform it was. Brooks Robinson autograph. But here's the best part. I'm going to turn it over.
Okay.
Can you make it out?
It's upside down.
Oh.
There we go. What do you mean? Can I make it out? Oh, it's his uniform number, card number 5 in the set, and
right.
I can't see there's something next to it. Is it a 1 of 1 or?
It's a 1 of 2.
1 of 2. So it's the 1 of the bookend.
Yeah.
Very nice. Nice. So now you gotta scour the internet and get number 2 of 2.
Have both of them, huh?
See if it's out there for sale. No, but then there'll be there'll be a Brooks Robinson hunter out there who'll probably who'll pay a premium for those because there's only 2 known to exist.
Yeah. But I got this just before his demise, you know, when he passed away.
Right.
When we were at me and my pastor were at the Hall of Fame when his passing took place. Matter of fact, I took pictures because actually the Hall of Fame did it pretty nice and stuff too, because they put up a nice little display there for a memorial and stuff in the hall right next to his plaque and stuff.
Okay. Cool.
That was really neat.
So how did you like your Hall of Fame visit? Was it what you expected or not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would go back in another couple of years.
You would go back?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So when you go back the second time, I know why you want to go back, just to see Ichiro's plaque. I get it. I understand that. I understand that. Like I went and I saw Mano's locker. For some reason, I didn't get to see that room that has all the plaques, and I never saw that until my second time there.
Oh, really?
Yes, and again, they had added. I went like 97 the first time.
Oh, okay.
And by then, when I go back next time, they had that a whole other wing was now added to the hall. Like it was only like a smaller, like 2/3 the size it is now. They added a whole new 2-story wing to that. But again, I went back just like a year or two before you went, right? And but after the second time, I never need to go back again.
Oh, really?
I've had my fill. You know what I mean? I went there once. Second time I went because I wanted. Well, number one, I had free tickets from Boeing. My employer sponsored the baseball game there. They had at Doubleday Field there. The
Wait,
baseball
you're retired military, right?
Yeah. And
Now
I'm
they have
retired.
it too, where if you're in the military, you get in free.
Oh well, my employer gave me free tickets to the baseball game and
Right.
tickets to the museum, all that good stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go again. Why not? Get me and the wife out. It was a long drive up there from where here in New Jersey. Driving all the way up there was a long drive.
Right. Yeah, we flew into Albany and then we drove from Albany to the hall.
Which was still probably a pretty long drive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a couple hours.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it was so funny. So we reserved a rental car. This was so goofy. And they said it would be like a manager's choice or something. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great, right? So we got there because it was a good deal. And the lady, when we went to get the car and stuff, and said, is an electric car fine? I'm like, I don't think so. I said, we're not staying local here. We're driving to Cooperstown. She said, oh, I don't think you'd want an electric car to get. I said, no.
Manager's choice. You get what's left in the lot.
But that's okay. They were really nice about it since we were both military and retired and stuff. They gave us a deal anyway. So we ended up getting like an SUV or something. But it was the low model type. And we were like, that works.
All right.
But yeah, electric car. I could see us in the middle of nowhere trying to get an electric charge, you know?
Yeah. Get on push.
And the way out in the middle of nowhere in the country in upstate New York.
Yeah. When I retired from the military, I rented, because I had a lot of family and stuff coming, this huge Escalade.
Oh, okay.
And packed everybody into this Escalade and drove up to the base and had my whole ceremony and all that good stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I had to get big rental, not like manager special or whatever. Manager's choice of what's left on the lot. That's what you get. Like, no. But yeah, it's interesting that after your second time there, you're probably gonna have the same feeling I have. It's like, I don't need to go again. I've had my fill. I got to see the Mano plaque. You know, I got to see the plaque room, and I got to touch Mano's plaque, all that good stuff. You know, right. And maybe that's why. So you need to still feel that, touch that Ichiro plaque, and get your photo taken with it.
But I definitely wouldn't go this summer because it's going to be a nightmare there. It's going to be so
when you have but wouldn't that be the best time you want to go? That day of the induction.
Yeah. As long as we can figure out where we're going to camp out.
Yeah, you'd have to reserve that place probably 2 years
all the hotels within who knows how far are all booked up.
Yeah, when we went, obviously it was in the summertime, but it wasn't during induction time. We stayed down the road past all those little baseball fields that kids play on, right? You know,
right.
And there was a hotel on that main drag going in there. We got a room right there at that hotel. We pulled up.
Yeah, we didn't stay in town when we were there. We were probably about 20 minutes outside of Cooperstown.
Yeah.
And it was
it was a Best Western. Yeah, probably the same one we stayed at. It was like the only one on that drag closest to the thing was about
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes away. Main drag that took you right into town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did say if I think if it was busier and stuff, they did run a shuttle bus with
Yeah.
take you
Yeah.
to town
Right.
and drop you off, and then they come pick you up later.
Nope. I paid my $20 for my parking for the day right there.
Oh yeah, that's what we ended up doing. We just drove there and parked.
Think there was a set of railroad tracks or old railroad tracks you crossed over before getting into town property. Like right. And then right there on the right hand side, there was all kinds of lots. The stadium was right there. We kind of went in, we drove down the street, drove around, looked for parking spots. The meters didn't seem to be working for my app that I downloaded for them. I'm like, let's just
right,
go.
yeah.
So then I pulled back in that lot and I just $20 parked right up next to the trees in the shade, and the stadium was right there. And they had all kinds of street vendors and stuff for setting up, and it was a good day. Matter of fact, if they had a game going when you were there, I don't know if they did, but they handed out free baseball cards while we were there.
Oh wow!
Yep, it was a strip, and it was like Bob Feller. It's like Hall of Famers that served in the military too, because it was kind of like honoring the military. It was a Bob Feller one, and two other guys. It was a 3-card strip. I got a couple of them for me and my wife. You know, they were just giving them away. I'm like, yeah, I'll take one. Why not?
You got them?
I got them somewhere. I couldn't tell you where. I have them. They're
trying to
in
find them like a needle in a haystack, right?
So a lot of people ask me questions, and my answer usually is, it's in a box somewhere. I don't know exactly which box it's in, but it's here in a box somewhere. Right over there. The key would be, it would be in like a Hall of Fame Cooperstown type baggie, you know, because I remember they were longer than the baggie sticking out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have to look. But anywho,
you're not looking for it, you'll find it.
That's exactly how it works. Like what was I doing? I went down and picked these up in the bag that these are, and I have them in those, you know, because Jersey, they outlawed plastic bags. So you got to use paper, or you buy the plastic bags with the cloth straps and you carry your groceries out of the store in your own bag.
We do the same thing here now in Washington too.
That's insane. That's stupid. Whatever.
We just bring our own shopping bags. I mean, I get donations, things that they want me to donate. They give you a free bag and stuff. And I got so many of those now. I don't do the donations anymore either. Can't afford it. It's not my budget.
It's like when my wife does her shopping, and we have the groceries delivered to the house all the time now. Ever since COVID, she got in that habit now, just kind of shopping and they'll deliver it. And they only charge you $10 extra on your bill for delivery. But she always tips the driver anyway. Right? Yeah. So she tips the driver anyway. And I'm good with that. I mean, it's Grubhub or whatever. They used to use their own store employees to deliver it. But then they stopped doing that for some reason. And then they just hire these Grubhub people that drive up with their car.
They come into the grocery store and pick it up.
Someone picks it up, and then they notify us if they didn't have something. And then they pack it in the car and they drive it to our house, which is only like 2 miles away, if that, 1.5 miles or a mile, probably a mile. And they bring them in cloth bags, not paper, clothing type bags that are recyclable. And when they come, you get like 20 of those bags, because they don't fill them up. They put 3 things in a bag. Right. And so, I don't know if I'm paying for the bags or not now that I think about it, because if they instead of putting 6 or 7 things in a bag, they put 3 things in a bag. And we get done, we got a big stack of, bags like this.
And they're all reusable bags, right?
They're all reusable, but they're not the good reusable ones. They are reusable.
Oh, okay. But
they're not big and bulky like those plastic ones that you get with the cloth straps. You know what I mean?
They're probably made in China.
I couldn't tell you. But I had a guy that I know. His name is Art. Different Art. He sells stuff at the flea market, cards. That's how I met him, at the flea market, selling cards. And so, when I buy stuff from him, he'd run to his car and he'd pull out some kind of bag. And so one time I'm like, you know what? I'm going to save them up for like a couple months during the winter. I'm going to save them all up. And then when I go to the flea market, I'm going to dump them all on him, right? I'm going to go there. I'm going to say, hey, by the way, you need some bags? Here you go. He took them all. He's like, oh, gee, thanks. Because he was handing out bags with everything that someone bought. So, hey, here's a bag, free bag.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, but I haven't been yet this year to the flea market. I want to go and see what he's got, because I can get some older cards from the 50s stuff, even 40s off of him at a decent price. I was buying them before when I was a collector. If I can get them a little bit cheaper as a seller now, I can probably turn some kind of profit on them. You know what I mean? Because people like the older cards. And Donald, we had this discussion last time. Creased cards, people love them.
Yep.
If you price them right, and I price mine, all my creased cards are like $1.69. I just want to make, so it cost me 69 cents to mail it.
Yeah.
And then they take all their fees. And I'm still making like 50 cents a card. Right? If I can, as long as I can buy them cheaper,
Right.
you know, and a lot of mine are like 10 cents a card.
Right.
Or you're buying such a, you know, bulk that it bulks down to 10 cents or less a card, you're making profit. You're making 40 cents profit per card or more, right? Sometimes you get cards like those, all those ones that you just saw of the dynamite stickers.
Right.
I bought art in a bulk lot for like $150, and I sell them for $2.99 a pop.
Right.
And again, that lot came with 10 or 15,000 cards. So if you break it down price per card, and all of them were sellable, there was like no real junk in there. They were all sellable cards. Not like some of the stuff when I buy lots, you get like 5,000 good cards out of, like I bought 200 of these 800 count boxes, and I got less than 10,000 sellable cards out of it.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to sell these 800 count boxes. I'll sell them at my neighbor has a yard sale. She had one 2 Fridays ago. If she has one tomorrow, she said I can come down and I'll just set up and I'll sell this for $1. Take it, $1. Take it, because it's all commons. Doesn't mean nothing. But if you're, you know, and some people, you know, these are 88 tops. Some people might need 88 tops. They might TTM through the mail stuff. I'm like, take them for $1. Take them for $1.
Yeah.
I just want to get rid of them and recoup, because that lot was a $500 lot that I bought. I spent $500 on the 200 plus card boxes, and out of that I got like less than 10,000 store sellable. I don't even want to try to sell commons in my store.
Right.
You know, from the junk wax era. No. People are looking for, you know, cards like this or something like that. That's what they're looking for.
Right.
And I don't have really good newer stuff because I don't open boxes. I do have boxes, but I don't open.
You get stuff in like that, you're still going through it to see if there's anything in there, right?
Oh yeah.
See that it's all the same year or whatever.
Right. So here's what just like this shoebox was part of that, right?
Yeah.
Again, I didn't even go through this, but I'll go through this and I'll pick out. These are all 89 Bowmans. So, you know, they're the Cal Ripkens. There are Hall of Famers in here.
Yeah.
And I'll throw them in my store.
Right.
But not every one. The rest go out.
Common players that never amounted to anything. What are you going to do with them, right?
Yeah. El Benchos, right? That's what the hell's his name? I haven't seen him on for a while. But I got other boxes down there that are buried underneath these. So I got to get these out of here. Again, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. And then on top of 2 big shoe boxes, there's 28 800 count boxes here.
Yeah.
Behind here, there's a whole bunch. And then I got them sitting on, you know, there's like 200 of them that I just want to, if I can sell them for $1 a piece, that's $200 back out of my $500.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, when I do my sales, though, I don't just shoot for that $500 because shipping comes out of that. I don't even really calculate supplies, but supplies like envelopes are like 4 cents an envelope. You know, if you can really get into it and break it all down. But if I can double my money, if I get $1,000 out of that, I'm happy. Like I know I made my money back. I know I made my money back with shipping and all that other stuff. Plus, if I sell these all for, you know, for $200, that's no shipping involved. It's like door drop off, porch pickups.
Right.
So that's 200. Then I get, instead of using 1,000, now I only need 600 because I've already made 200, which is like 400 if I were to sell them. So, yeah. But anyway, that is what I've got going on.
All right.
All right.
6:45 here. I know it's 9:45 there.
Donald, I got nothing going on. Tomorrow's just another day now, right? Another day in the life, Donald. I'm going to be just here sorting cards or something.
We're living the dream.
People don't know. If you know, you know, right? That's what they say.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I get up when I want to get up. I stay up till 4.
I saw it when I'm on YouTube. I saw it when I'm not on YouTube.
Yep, I stay up till
I'm
4
not
o'clock.
sorting. I'm putting stuff up on my eBay store.
And I sleep till 10 and get up, have breakfast late, brunch.
Yeah.
And then, well, what came in? What I got to send out? Okay, ship it. And then wait. But I do have to get this stuff ready to go because I have to look at my editing, how much time I got, because I do my weekly sales videos, which is cut into two videos a week. If I have a good week, but this week was not that good, so I may have just one. I have to wait till Monday to do it, but I got to look at it all on the other computer there, put it all up in there, and say the last one. I went from like 3-hour sales video to a 15-minute for this last one. I'm like, it was a bad week. So, all right.
Now, do you have it on your store? Or are you shipping out like the next day?
No, I don't have that as I'm shipping next day, but I try to ship next day. I don't.
Right.
I want to get it out. I want that guy to be happy, that gal to be happy. Hey, I got a card early. I've had people message me back, say, dude, great fast shipping.
Right.
You know, just thanking me. One guy messaged me, said, hey, dude, listen, if I buy 4 cards, there's 5 that I need to complete my set. Would you consider, you know, just throwing in a 5th one for free? I'm like, yeah, I'll do that for you, dude. I don't care.
Yeah.
I paid 10 cents for the card. The shipping doesn't increase. You're not increasing the shipping by anything on me.
Right.
Yeah, I don't care. And it was like a Charlie's Angels card. Like,
But
Charlie's
people
Angels.
want to buy them.
People want to buy them, and I sold a lot of them this.
Maybe they're trying to
month
complete
already.
sets or whatever. You never know.
And that's it. You know, or Magnum PI, which, you know, I came.
Oh yeah,
got some
I've
of them.
sold oddball stuff like that. I've got a sleeve like this right here that's got all kinds of stuff like that. And every once in a while, I'll look through and say, "Oh yeah, let me put some of these up."
Yeah, I've sold as many non-sports as sports cards, I think.
Oh yeah,
You know, and I'm at the point. I've got over 7,000 listings. I got like 7,500. Let's see.
twice as many as me.
I have, once I look at it, 7,593 listings, right? And I'm going to go to close to 9,000 by the end of this month, I think. And then I have to decide if I want to go to the next level, which is what is that, like $40 or $50 a month, something like that. I don't know what it is.
Probably that's probably the one that I'm on right now. I mean, I don't even list that much yet. I can't. I don't have the machine like you got.
Well, but the next level is you go from like 9,000 cards to 60,000, right? I mean, you make that big jump, right? And then when you jump over 60,000, then you pay way too much.
Yeah.
But I'm debating whether I jump to that next level in my store listings wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Overview. Yeah, I don't even know how to look that stuff up again. I'm still so new at this.
Oh, don't feel bad. I get confused on trying to find some of that stuff sometimes too.
You know, like where does, it's under something called subscriptions, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at. Store, here we go. Subscriber discounts. I don't know what that is. It's under subscriptions, I think. Advertising, no. Marketing, subscriber discounts again. Listings, orders, overview. Anyway, yeah, I got to play around with this and figure out how I look up what my next level is on my
because the main thing you want to try to get to it when you're selling and stuff is to try and ship the next day.
Yeah, and
and the quicker you do your shipping, then it helps with your scores and your rating and stuff.
Yeah,
and
so
that's what they like to see, that you ship quickly, which is fine. The one which is nice, you get reprieve, but sometimes I'll ship on Saturday sometimes because post office is open on Saturday. But usually if stuff sells late Friday, they say it don't have to be shipped till Monday.
Right.
But I'm like, well, they're going to pick up the mail tomorrow, so I'm going to get it out to them quicker. That's going to save a couple days.
Right. I think I had a notice where like I'm a preferred seller now, or I'm eligible to be a preferred seller. Yeah, I got that.
I've had that a couple times when I've been selling quicker, which you probably would get it quicker because you sell more than I do. But yeah, top rated seller. That's what once you get there and you stay there, because with their analytics and stuff too, is they'll send more people to your items, especially the ones that are if you end up putting some higher stuff up there, you can pay to have your listing.
Yeah, that defeats the purpose.
Promoted. I'm like, if they're looking for it, they're gonna find it.
Yeah, I mean,
and they'll decide who they want to buy that same card from, me or somebody.
Unless I'm going to make some good money off it. Like I sell low end cards just like you. Right. So it's not going to help me move my cards.
But it's nice once in a while if you find some that are going for a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will get there one day because I have not listed many of my own cards. I've been listing a lot of people's lots that I've been buying.
Right.
Putting their cards in my store. I do have a bunch of my 1979 top.
Something as you're looking through the cards, like, oh, I like that one. It's what I collect.
And again, like I gave away so many cards that I could have been selling because I didn't want to be that guy. And that's the running joke between Airtime and myself is, well, you're that guy now because you sold 500 creased baseball cards already from your store. And remember when you started back in January 1st, you didn't want to be that guy, but yet that's what's selling,
right?
Because I'm pricing them right. Plus, that's all that I'm listing too.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten into the meat of my own stuff yet,
right?
So when I do that, and obviously I want to have complete sets. That's what my goal is. So I'm trying to be careful not to sell off a card that I only had one of that. And it was supposed to go in the binder, and I never got around to putting it in the binder because it was in one of those boxes.
Boxes, yeah.
Yeah. So, it is what it is, right?
All right.
Anyway, hey, you got to go.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you next week, Mickey.
Yeah. We'll see you next
2 o'clock. That's what it's scheduled for. I already got the next 2 weeks, and then after that, I go on vacation. So I'll be taking.
Oh, nice.
Off. I might pop a little live stream on our trip or whatever. We'll see.
Why not?
That's what you're going to Wisconsin, right? Just do a live stream on the spot, right?
Yeah. You're going to Wisconsin, right, or something like that?
Illinois.
Oh, Illinois, same thing. All right. Illinois, Wisconsin,
Missouri's where
Missouri.
Branson's at.
All right. Good. Yeah, get some pictures of you with those country singers or whatever they got there. Branson.
Yep, we'll see.
All right.
Maybe I'll
Later,
bump into
Alon.
somebody famous.
Catch you later.
All right, take care, Mickey. Thanks a lot. It's
Yep.
been fun. Well, this is Don Blomdahl, Hall of Fame Collectibles and more with our Hall of Fame player card sorting episode 8. It's been fun, it's been real, and we have been here for how long? Let me even check for sure. What's it say? 2 hours and 46 minutes. Oh my word, we definitely went over the 2-hour mark, but it's been fun. Had a few people in here. Jeff Airtime, God is great. My brother was here. Crossover Paranormal Society was here. He's a channel member. Appreciate you, Jonathan. And other than that, y'all take care. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be back to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful and blessed week, and we'll see you again soon. Don't forget to give me a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Bye for now.